At the age of 72, Telly Savalas looked back on a life of fame, hardship, and extraordinary transformation, with a rare moment of vulnerability. In an interview that surprised many of his fans, he quietly confessed, "She was the only one who could do that to me." For an actor known for his hardened on-screen persona, his bold stare, and his commanding voice, this admission revealed a softer, more private side of the man behind the legend. Savalas had spent decades captivating audiences as the tough-talking detective, the cunning villain, or the authoritative figure. But in this reflective moment, he reminded the world that even the strongest personalities carry hidden wounds and treasured memories. His confession became more than just a passing remark. It became a window into the personal struggles, the human side of a man whose career defined an era in Hollywood and television history. Aristotle Telly Savalas was born on January 21, 1922, in Garden City, New York. The second child of Greek immigrant parents, Nicholas and Christina, his upbringing was firmly rooted in tradition, discipline, and resilience. His father, a businessman, and his mother, who worked tirelessly to hold the family together, instilled in him values that would carry him through some of life's most difficult challenges. Life was not easy in the Savalas household. The family faced economic struggles like many immigrant families of the time, but they never lost their sense of pride and determination. Telly grew up speaking both Greek and English, which gave him an appreciation for culture and identity. He developed a strong work ethic at an early age, often helping around the house while dreaming of a bigger future. During World War II, Savalas enlisted in the U.S. Army, serving with loyalty and courage. The experience toughened him and instilled a deep sense of discipline that later became part of his signature personality. After his military service, he decided to pursue higher education at Columbia University, where he studied psychology. Though it may have seemed like an unusual path for someone destined for Hollywood, psychology gave him an understanding of human behavior that he would later translate into his acting roles. Before stepping into the entertainment industry, Savalas tried his hand at various professions. He worked for the U.S. State Department's Information Service, a role that exposed him to communication, storytelling, and the power of media. This experience naturally led him into broadcasting, where he began to discover his gift for connecting with audiences. His smooth, commanding voice quickly made him stand out, and it wasn't long before he felt drawn to acting. These early years, rooted in struggle, discipline, and education, laid the foundation for a career that would one day make him an international star. Telly Savalas's official entry into professional acting came in 1959 when he appeared in an episode of Armstrong Circle Theater titled "And Bring Home a Baby." The CBS series specialized in dramatizing real-life stories, often with a moral undertone, and it provided the perfect platform for Savalas to test his abilities in front of the camera. For an actor who was still unknown in the competitive world of television, this opportunity marked the first real step toward building his Hollywood career. Though his role was small, it showcased the qualities that would later define him: charisma, intensity, and an undeniable presence. The audience may not have remembered the episode for long, but producers and directors began to notice the man who could make even limited screen time feel compelling. From this point on, Savalas became determined to pursue acting with the same dedication he had applied to every stage of his life. Throughout the early 1960s, he continued to accept smaller television roles. While many actors struggled with discouragement during this phase, Savalas viewed each part as a chance to learn. He studied the craft, watched seasoned actors, and refined his ability to adapt to different genres. This perseverance would soon pay off as he gradually moved from unknown guest star to one of the most versatile faces on television. His journey was just beginning, but with each step, he edged closer to the stardom that awaited him. Between 1959 and 1967, Savalas worked tirelessly to build an impressive television resume. He appeared in gritty urban dramas such as Naked City, where he often portrayed hardened criminals, as well as psychological series like The 11th Hour and Breaking Point, which gave him the chance to explore complex emotional roles. His guest appearances on shows such as The Untouchables, The Fugitive, and The FBI cemented his reputation as a commanding screen presence, even in brief performances. He didn't limit himself to one type of role. In Bonanza, he adapted to the Western genre, proving that his rugged look and deep voice could fit seamlessly into frontier storytelling. On The Man from UNCLE, he embraced the stylish world of espionage, bringing intensity to a genre known for glamour and intrigue. Each role, no matter how brief, was an opportunity to sharpen his skills and expand his range. One of his recurring characters was Brother Hendrickson in 77 Sunset Strip, a detective drama that enjoyed massive popularity in the early 1960s. This role allowed him to balance drama with subtle comedic timing, giving audiences a glimpse of his versatility. Similarly, his appearance in Acapulco, an NBC adventure series set against exotic locations, highlighted his adaptability and further diversified his portfolio. What set Savalas apart during this phase was his complete dedication to authenticity. He didn't just play characters, he studied them, finding ways to infuse them with realism. Producers came to recognize him as a reliable actor, one who could elevate any script with his intensity. For Telly, this period was not about instant fame, it was about laying the groundwork for a career that would eventually define him. By the late 1960s, he was no longer just a guest star. He was a respected figure in the television industry, known for his depth, professionalism, and ability to transform even minor roles into memorable ones. Savalas's first true breakthrough came in 1965 when he was cast as Pontius Pilate in George, Stevens's biblical epic, The Greatest Story Ever Told. To fully embody the role, he made a daring decision. He shaved his head completely. This bold move not only gave him the imposing look needed for the character, but also created the bald image that would later become his trademark. Portraying Pilate, the Roman governor who presided over the trial of Jesus, required more than just physical presence. It demanded a performance that conveyed authority, moral conflict, and gravitas. Savalas delivered on all counts, demonstrating that he could carry the weight of a complex role in a high-profile production. His transformation was not lost on critics and audiences, who began to see him as more than a television actor. The role of Pilate was more than just a performance, it was a turning point. It proved that Savalas had the courage to take risks and the skill to pull them off. His commanding presence and distinctive look now set him apart in an industry crowded with aspiring actors. From this point forward, casting directors began to see him not just as a supporting player, but as someone capable of defining entire stories. By the late 1960s, Telly Savalas had already proven himself as a serious actor with an Academy Award, nomination for Birdman of Alcatraz, 1962. But it was the following decade that would transform him from a respected character actor into a global star. His deep voice, intense gaze, and commanding presence made him a natural fit for tough or villainous roles, and directors increasingly turned to him when they needed a performance that combined strength with complexity. He appeared in a series of high-profile films that expanded his reputation. In The Young Savages, 1961, he portrayed a streetwise character in a gritty urban drama. In The Dirty Dozen, 1967, he joined an ensemble cast that has since become legendary, embodying the rough-edged, unpredictable qualities that audiences found both magnetic and unsettling. His performance in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, 1969, cemented his place in pop culture history, as he played Ernst Stavro Blofeld, James Bond's most iconic adversary. Savalas brought a cold intelligence and ruthless menace to the role, forever linking his image to one of cinema's greatest villains. In 1970, he added to his resume with Kelly's Heroes, a war comedy that showcased his ability to balance intensity with humor. Yet it wasn't film that would define his legacy. It was television. In 1973, CBS introduced audiences to Kojak, a police drama centered on Detective Theo Kojak, a stylish, street-smart New York City cop. With his bald head, sharp suits, and ever-present lollipop, Savalas crafted one of the most distinctive characters in TV history. His catchphrase, "Who loves you, baby?" became a cultural phenomenon, quoted by millions and instantly recognizable as part of his identity. Kojak was more than just another crime drama. It was groundbreaking for its gritty realism and willingness to address social issues such as drug abuse, poverty, and corruption. The show offered audiences not just entertainment, but also commentary on the struggles of urban America in the 1970s. Through Kojak, Savalas portrayed a man who was tough on criminals yet compassionate toward victims, a balance that resonated deeply with viewers. The series ran for 5 successful seasons until 1978 and earned Savalas both an Emmy Award and a Golden Globe. His portrayal of Kojak elevated him from actor to icon, and even after the show ended, the character lived on through a series of television movies. Audiences simply couldn't get enough of Kojak, and Savalas remained proud of the role that defined his career. During this period, Savalas's image as a larger-than-life personality solidified. He became a household name not only in the United States but also internationally, particularly in Europe where his popularity rivaled that of major film stars. Whether playing villains, soldiers, or detectives, Savalas consistently brought a sense of authenticity and charisma that made him unforgettable. Though best known as an actor, Telly Savalas also found success in an entirely different arena: music. With his deep, soothing voice and natural ability to connect with audiences, he became an unlikely recording star. In the mid-1970s, he released a series of spoken word and singing albums that found particular success in Europe. His unique delivery style, part storytelling and part performance, resonated with fans who were already captivated by his screen presence. In 1975, his version of the soft rock ballad If by the band Bread soared to #1 on the UK singles chart. This achievement shocked many who saw Savalas primarily as a tough, no-nonsense actor. The tenderness in his voice contrasted sharply with the hardened characters he often portrayed, revealing yet another layer of his personality. His music career may not have been long-lasting, but it demonstrated his versatility and ability to cross boundaries in the entertainment world. For Savalas, music was not just a side project. It was another way to connect with people. His recordings reflected the same warmth and humanity that he occasionally allowed to slip through in his acting roles, reminding audiences that behind the tough exterior was a man capable of deep emotion. Behind the fame and the tough guy image, Telly Savalas lived a rich and often complex personal life. In 1948, he married his college sweetheart, Catherine Nicolites, a relationship that reflected the stability he sought amid the chaos of Hollywood. Though their marriage did not last forever, it marked the beginning of his journey as a husband and father. Savalas would go on to have other relationships and marriages, fathering several children whom he adored. Despite his fame, he valued family deeply and often emphasized the importance of love, loyalty, and togetherness. His confession later in life, that she was the only one who could do that to me, hinted at the deep emotional attachments he formed and the vulnerabilities he often kept hidden from the public eye. While he was known for his charisma and toughness, those close to him knew a softer, more affectionate man who cherished his family and friendships. Telly Savalas left behind a legacy that continues to resonate decades after his passing. As an actor, he redefined what it meant to portray toughness on screen, blending intensity with warmth and humanity. His decision to embrace his bald look became an iconic trademark, inspiring countless imitators and cementing his place in popular culture. Through roles in films like The Dirty Dozen and On Her Majesty's Secret Service, he proved his versatility, while Kojak secured his status as one of television's greatest icons. Beyond acting, his success in music demonstrated a rare ability to connect with audiences in multiple forms. Even today, his catchphrase, "Who loves you, baby?" remains instantly recognizable, a testament to his lasting impact. More than just an actor, Telly Savalas was a cultural phenomenon whose career embodied resilience, authenticity, and charisma. A man who turned every role into something unforgettable. While Telly Savalas became famous for his acting and his music, much of his enduring appeal lay in the way he connected with the public. Unlike many stars who carefully guarded their personal lives, Savalas had a magnetic openness about him. Whether appearing on late-night talk shows or giving candid interviews, he carried the same confidence and warmth that made his characters so compelling. Fans were fascinated not just by his roles but by his personality. His bald head, sharp fashion sense, and playful lollipop became cultural symbols, instantly recognizable even to those who had never watched Kojak. People often described him as larger than life, yet approachable. A man who could walk into a room and make everyone feel as though they were his friend. Savalas also had a mischievous sense of humor. He enjoyed telling stories, cracking jokes, and delivering one-liners that kept audiences entertained even outside of his scripted performances. This charm made him a favorite on television talk shows, where he often stole the spotlight with his quick wit and smooth delivery. For his fans, Savalas wasn't just a character on screen. He was a cultural figure who represented resilience, style, and confidence. His ability to balance toughness with humor and authority with warmth gave him a timeless quality that audiences still celebrate today.